Seifbuys, I'm Saif, and today I wanted to walk you through the best 25-watt fastest MagSafe car charger on the market as of today. What we have here is 5 different car chargers that I've tested. I've also compared it to a bunch online that I wasn't able to get my hands on, and I have come out with a definitive best winner. I will give that to you as early as possible in the video. I watched a lot of YouTube myself, so I'm not looking to drag it on. However, I will just start by saying, from my POV, what's the most important thing about a MagSafe car charger? Number one, the fact that it's MagSafe means I can easily put my phone on and off. I don't have to fiddle around with any cables. I don't have to worry when I want to quickly adjust, for example, my navigation settings or anything like that. There's no cables messing around. I can easily just do it, and I don't have to remove my vision from the road in front of me. So I can drive safely and I can still have control over my navigation. And if I don't have control over my navigation and I'm driving and I'm fiddling around, and basically I'm at a higher risk of a car accident, and that's no bueno. That's the primary frame of reference here I was going into finding the best car charger with. It needs to be easy to maneuver, easy to see while I'm driving, but not completely obstructing my field of vision at the same time. And it needs to charge my phone quickly. And this is a new development, by the way. 25-watt fast charging is a new development on the 17 line of phones. It's also available on the 16. Doesn't work as reliably though because of the titanium build on the 16 iPhones. It just overheats a lot quicker, and it'll throttle down and not consistently hit 25 watts anywhere near as much as it does on the aluminum 17 Pro and Pro Max iPhones. And because of how good the 25-watt MagSafe charging is, and I don't have to fiddle around with cables, I'm able to set the maximum battery charging to Apple's recommended maximum amount, which is 80%. You can set the maximum charging amount to 80% on your iPhone 17 Pro Max, and what that does is it significantly elongates the battery health of your phone. So if you plan on keeping your iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max for like 5 years, using a 25-watt MagSafe charger and charging it more consistently throughout the day, but then not ever charging it up all the way to 100%, is going to result in considerably better battery longevity. And what that means, even if you're going to upgrade in a year or two, is you're able to sell your phone for a lot more than you would have otherwise if you were consistently throughout however long you owned it for, charging it to 100% and then back down, 100% and then back down, which is what I thought for the longest time was the recommended thing. But apparently it's best to keep it somewhere in between 20 and 80%. I don't think it matters like the lower limit. You can go all the way down to pretty low, but you need to set an upper limit to maintain the overall battery health. I set it to 80%. It's still at 100% battery health even after something like 96 cycles. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing after a year of doing this, using 25-watt MagSafe chargers all over the house and in my car. Basically one at my desk, one at my bedside, and then one in the car. Using those and then keeping the maximum limit to 80%, what the battery health will look like after a year. I imagine it's going to remain at 100%, which is not the case with my 16 Pro Max, which degraded all the way to 95% after 365 cycles. Time will be the judge of that. However, that's basically what Apple says in their recommendations when you're going to the battery health settings. And by the way, that's another thing I really like about iPhones. This is a bit of a rabbit I'm chasing here, but iPhones maintain their value very well because they have this standardized way of measuring battery health, among a bunch of other things, obviously with market penetration and all that. But even a cheaper Android typically in the long term ends up costing more than if you just bought an iPhone, because the iPhone, you'd be able to sell it. It has a significant residual value. I'm not gonna get into that over there, but an interesting insight that occurred to me while I was doing this testing. Also, another major benefit here of having MagSafe, I can also just slap my AirPods on there, boom. It's charging my AirPods. I don't have to worry about, oh, let me plug it into a cable somewhere. That's no good. And another major factor here is when you're dealing with very fast charging like this, you need a powerful socket adapter here. And I'm glad to say the top two contenders here, it's really just one clear winner, but two I think most people are gonna be comparing, which is the Anker and the ESR 25-watt car chargers, come with 60-watt adapters here that will deliver from the USB-C port something like 40 to 45 watts to your charger. And I have tested them using my trusty Anker charger, and I can confirm they reach the advertised charging capacities, and they reach it consistently. Even while driving, even if I have the heater on, even if the sun is shining down. In the car is the most likely place, probably outside of being on a beach, that you're gonna experience heat on your phone, because you typically have your GPS on your phone turned on. You might have Apple CarPlay running or Android Auto or whatever running as well. So the battery is draining pretty quickly. Couple that with the additional heat from either the heater or the sun, and you're in a breeding ground for basically your phone to go into overheating and to not deliver the advertised 25-watt MagSafe charging. However, that is not the case, especially with the 17 Pro Max. The 16 Pro Max definitely throttles a lot quicker and more consistently below the 25-watt max advertised amount, but that's because of the titanium build, which is not very friendly when it comes to heat management as aluminum is on the 17 line. To save you basically having to watch the whole video, the two main contenders here that I think most people will be comparing are the Anker 25-watt car charger and the ESR 25-watt car charger. I'm not going to drag it on. The ESR is leagues ahead of the Anker 25-watt car charger from an overall usefulness standpoint. From a speed of charging standpoint, sure, they're pretty much the same, and from a cooling standpoint, they're pretty much the same. But where ESR beats out Anker is in the most relevant thing here, especially to a charger that comes with a car vent mount. Car vent mounts aren't my favorite use case. However, they have perfected the car vent mounts on both of these devices, but the ESR is considerably better because it's still got the car vent mount, but then you can literally decide whether you want it on the left, you want it a little up, you want it to the right, you want it below. Whereas with the Anker, you're stuck with this one orientation here. You can kind of shift it to the right a little or to the left, but that's it, and it's not removable, which is insane. You literally can't remove this and put it on whatever your preferred car mount is. Whereas with the ESR, it's as simple as unscrew that, remove it. Now you have your 25-watt Cryo Boost charger, which you can place on whatever your preferred car mount is. Mine is this here ESR one because it just allows way more maneuverability up, down, inside, out. I could put it on my windshield. I personally put it on my dash mount and then droop it. I have the perfect angle for my 2025 Mazda CX-30. Let me know which car you're driving these days, by the way, in the comments below. I'm curious. Apparently, some cars have built-in 100-watt power delivery and you don't need to use the lightning socket anymore. I believe it's the Hyundai Palisade apparently has 100-watt USB-C ports, and so you don't need to use the cigarette lighter socket to power your fast charger or to power whatever device you want to fast charge these days. The typical cars, even Mercedes and BMW, if they're before 2025, have maximum of like 18 to 25 watts power delivery from any given USB-C port, which is still too low to power any one of these 25-watt fast car chargers and to fast charge your iPhone. Side note there on cars, pretty interesting developments there. I think the luxury car makers are finally catching wind of this. People have devices, especially if you're in like a BMW or you're in a extremely luxurious car and you're a businessman and you're working in the back, you presumably want to have 100-watt fast charging so you can charge up your MacBook while you're working, right? Because you have your chauffeur driving you around. It was an interesting chat I had there with Gemini while I was researching this. Both of them come with fast chargers and they're charging the phone at the same rate. However, obviously with the ESR one, like I just said, I can pop this off. I can place my 25-watt Cryo Boost ESR charger on my preferred mount of choice, twist it in, and bam. Now I have whatever angle I want. I have the ultimate setup here, and this is my preferred setup using the 25-watt ESR Cryo Boost with the ESR charger here. And yes, before anyone says it, ESR is sponsoring this video. However, they don't get a say over what I do or do not say. I'm the one who insists consistently, pretty much in any video where I bring up ESR, on comparing it to every other offering out there, because I was making videos about ESR products long before this channel was worthy of getting any sponsorships or anything like that. There was a reason I was gravitating towards ESR before there was any monetary incentive to do so. They pay attention to little details that most other manufacturers do not. Anker does the same with power banks. Like, Anker's the best for power banks, but when it comes to regularly just charging your phone via MagSafe, ESR is currently the best in the game on multiple fronts, and I won't get into that, as well as in accessories in general. You can go to my channel and you'll see a bunch of ESR accessory related videos and you'll know why I generally love the products ESR produces. Ultimately, that's it. Does it charge consistently at 25 watts? Yes, I can show you that. This is for those people who don't have time to watch the whole video. The ESR car charger is the best one with this specific mount. I will post those as the top 2 links in the description and in the pinned comment. If you use those links just to check the prices or to buy them, you help out this channel at no additional cost to yourself. You don't even have to buy them. If you just use the links to check out the prices, that helps more than you know. Like the video if you appreciate the conclusion up front there. Subscribe if you want to see how my iPhone fares after 1 year of doing this constant charging throughout the day versus charging it to 100% at night. and setting a cap of 80%, what that does to the iPhone's battery life. I am confident that it will stay at 100% throughout the year. Drop any comments, any questions you have on any of the chargers I featured here, or the two main ones that I just talked about, in the comments below. This is a small channel, so I'm able to respond to everyone because there's just not that many comments, so it's not hard to respond to everyone. And without further ado, let's dive into the bulk of this video. Again, chapter markers below if you want to jump to any specific section. I will start off here by deep diving into the most important feature of any car mount, which is the versatility of placement. Like I already said, a car charger is no good if you can't mount it exactly where you want to from a positioning perspective based on where your car is. With the Anker, for example, because it can't really move at all to the left or right like the ESR one could, I had it where I was driving and then I was turning the wheel, and because my vent is angled towards me, I accidentally bumped off the iPhone while I was driving, fell down in the where my feet are in the car. From an overall build quality perspective, it looks extremely premium. Like nothing Anker ever produces doesn't feel premium. It's just, why am I restricted to just going a little to the left or right? Pretty sturdy on the vent, but then again, any of these vent mounts, these new 2026 vent mounts, they all are very sturdy on the vents. Plus, obviously, I have to ding it for not being able to remove it from its attachments. I'm limited to just this here, like automatic write-off there. Next, you might be wondering, oh, over here I found this Spigen one. I thought this mechanism looked cool because I can push it in and out. I thought this mechanism was cool, for example, on the Spigen one, because I can push it in and out to easily adjust, and I can put it down and up. However, in actuality, the charger over here is only 15 watts max. It didn't come with a fast charging adapter, and the adapter is stuck here, so I can't use whatever cable I want. So if this is too short or whatever, you're kind of stuck here with the Spigen as well. So for multiple points there, I really had to write off this Spigen 15 watt MagSafe charger, even though the mechanism is pretty cool. It's just, I can't even remove it. I can't replace this and use the mount, for example, with my ESR one. Again, I don't know why certain companies make these design decisions. It's not modular. It's not giving the power wattage I'm looking for. Again, a write-off there. Contrast that again with ESR's modularity. Boom, put it on whatever mount you want, slap it back on. You'd think this is a pretty basic thing, and in fact, UGREEN over here with their much cheaper offering. This is again another 25 watt charger, but over here you experience what it is to have a 25 watt charger that doesn't have active cooling. And yes, it's not able to reach the same consistent speeds that the ESR 25 watt Cryo Boost charger is, nor the Anker charger with active cooling. So the active cooling does play a significant factor in maintaining the 25 watt fast charging speed. But at least over here, even on the UGREEN, you can pop it off and use this mount on whatever you want. I could use it on the ESR one. You can literally grab it, put it on the ESR one. Is it a perfect fit? It's a perfect fit. Here we have UGREEN on the ESR mount. This is how it should be when someone's creating a car charger. It should be modular, so hopefully Anker can take some notes there. But again, I wouldn't go with the UGREEN because it's just not delivering consistently the 25 watt charging that you're looking for. And the price difference isn't even that high. What is it? Like the ESR 25 watt car charger is something like $70 US. The Anker one is $90 US. Both go on sale all the time. Again, if you check the links in the description, you'll see the latest price. You can get like 20% off usually or something like that on Amazon. It happens randomly though. Or on their websites, they could have any deals as well. I'll put the website links in the comments below as well. For the savings, I'm just not getting enough here with the UGREEN, given that it doesn't have active cooling. It didn't come with a adapter neither, so it's not going to deliver the 25 watt charging if you're just using it with your car's inbuilt USB-C port, in all likelihood, unless you have a very specific car from 2025 or 2026. Also, I don't know why it makes this weird noise when you're pushing it in and out to adjust it on the car vent mount. It's just clearly unnecessary because neither the ESR nor Anker make that sound. So again, just another write-off here from UGREEN. Great attempt. UGREEN also sells a cooling version of this, and I believe it might come with a fast charger. It's just, given the mounting mechanism here, I just wrote it off, and this was the only one I was able to get. Plus, it was a nice reference point to see what a 25 watt charger without active cooling performs like. It's just not anywhere near as good or as consistent. in its charging speed, let's just say that. Another brand out there that I wasn't able to get my hands on is LISEN. LISEN has a 25-watt cooling charger as well, and they seem to sell it with a 95-watt adapter. That's pretty cool. ESR and Anker could have offered a faster chargers. I know Anker, for example, has a 167-watt car adapter with 3 USB-C ports or something like that. I have that one, I just couldn't find it for the video, but that one's awesome because you can literally charge your MacBook, you can charge your iPad or whatever, and you don't have to worry about the charging speed at all. And yeah, you can mix and match that. You could buy that on its own, pair it with the ESR 25-watt over here, and you've got the ultimate setup, which is basically what I'm rocking. I'll just put a section here on the heat and cooling. A bunch of people asked me about that on some of my other videos about 25-watt fast chargers. I didn't notice any difference in the cooling capability of the ESR 25-watt Cryo Boost versus the Anker 25-watt MagSafe active cooling one here. It's just the biggest difference here, which is why I wrote off the Anker, is again extremely limited in its orientation, which even if the Anker for whatever reason ended up charging quicker by a minor amount, or it was keeping it cooler by again a minor amount, that wouldn't matter if I wouldn't use it because I can't maneuver it exactly where I need it to be in my car. So the question I have for you all is, who still uses their phone to adjust navigation settings and to navigate through apps, even though you have wireless Apple CarPlay on your phone? Do you still use the touchscreen of the Apple CarPlay, or do you use your phone? I still find myself using my phone, and that's why, especially with my car's setup, like Mazda pushes the display a bit back, even though it's touchscreen, but then they have the little knob thing which you can control. Just curious, do people actually use the touchscreen on their car more often than they use their phone to adjust app settings, or are you using your car's touch display? That's a question I'll leave you with there. If you have any questions about any of the chargers I just featured, any of my points are wrong, or you want me to test something for you real quick, just let me know in the comments below. Again, small channel, growing community though. The ESR 25-watt Omni-Lock fast car charger is a safe buy. This is safe buys, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys.